Okay, so I'll be explaining how this application works. First of all, you must ensure that you have created the database in your MySQL server. So I do it through the PHP my main dashboard, and I've created a database vocabulary or vocab. And within this database, I've created a table entries. So basically, for this application, there will only be one database, one table in this database that I've created. And of course, granted the permissions to to a given username and password. Okay. So when you open a table, you should have these columns: entry ID, word, entry date, meaning, and sentence. So for these rows, you will not see it because if you have not created a table or added anything to your table, we will do it as we navigate along the application features. Okay, so this is the first thing you should take note of. You have to create a database vocab, and then within the database, you create a table called entries and have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, and the data type is specified in the README file. Okay. So after which now I can run the application. So let me show you an example of what happens if I just navigate to the edit page where I'll edit entries. So if I edit the entries, I would be given this error message, but it says that I need to log in first before I can edit any entries. So for this application, the user must log in first. If not, they cannot access to features like editing entry or deleting entry or adding a new entry. Okay, let's also try this for adding.php. You see the same error message. How about delete.php? You'll also see this error message. So what we can do first is that, let's say we just go to the index.php, which is basically the home page. You will come to this and you'll see a little collapsed expander. Okay, so it basically tells you how I created or what inspired me to create this application. That's not really necessary for you to focus on. But the thing you need to do is the login page. Even through the error messages, you can access this login page as well. I noticed it changes to login.php on your local host. So for my password, I have set the default to my name with +1812. So I can give any username, there's no restriction on that. But the password is, as mentioned, is my name and concatenate with 1812 characters. So when I log in, I'll have to see this. But let's just say there's an error in logging in, right? So there will be error. So let's say it's just my name. You will have this incorrect password message. They have to log it in again. Let's just say I leave my password field as empty. Then it will say username and password are required. Okay, even if I put my password in, it will give this same error message when it says username and password is required. Okay, so let's log in properly. Okay, so okay, so you'll be redirected to this index.php with the actual records. So if the user is not logged in, you'll see the previous one that with the collapse expander, right? But when the user is logged in, we'll see this rows of records of the vocabulary terms that are already inputted in the past. All right, so I can hover through them, but it's just for us to, it's for visibility sake. Okay, and so like for every entry, there will be an entry date, the word itself, the definition, the sentence. Okay, so all of these fields, words, definition, and sentence are compulsory fields to be inputted into the system. Otherwise, you cannot add any entry successfully. And the entry date will be set by system itself, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. So let's just say I want to add a new entry. Say today is, let's just create a new word called application. longer word for app. Let's just see, it's not a real definition, so I built this application. Okay, but so this is perfectly fine because it fills in all the inputs, fields. But let's just say I remove this for a while and see what error message it says. So it says all fields are required. So you can close this and then input the sentence. And so you must fill in all the input fields in this page at the PHP page. And so yes, add the word and then you redirect it to index.php, which says in entry added. Then you can close this and then you see a new record stated there as well. Okay, so that is when you're trying to add the entry. Now, what if I want to edit the entry? So I just want to edit the sentence. Okay, so that I can save it and then we'll save record updated. Alright. Okay. Now let's say I want to like delete this word called hi. So delete, then you'll have this confirmation prompt. Then you can choose to delete or cancel the return cancel and come back to the index.php. Otherwise, it will you can just delete the word permanently. Alright, so to remove from the database, you can go and check on the database. Okay, let's just press browse. And you won't see your word hi anymore. So it's just these small words and the new word that you just added in. So that is how you do this adding the records, editing it, deleting it. Okay, you can toggle between buttons. If you want to search, I also created this search box where it helps to filter out the search results in case you have like a long list of records. Right, so let's just say I want to find the word adapt. It starts with A, right? So the result that is at the top is the one that best matches. I mean, application and that both start with A, so they're at the top of the search result list. And of course, this supercalifragisticexpialidocious because there are instances of the letter A, so that's why it's placed at the bottom, but it doesn't start with A, so it has lower priority. Okay, so if I write like this, it'll be filtered down to 1, narrow down my search results. So that's the reason why I created this search engine box using jQuery. Okay, so then I'll log out and I'll come back to this home page without the status of being logged in. Okay, so this is just a simple application of how it works. All right, thank you.